The Mai Mahiu flash flood that claimed 60 lives and destroyed property worth millions left a permanent scar in the lives of the survivors and those who lost their loved ones. 8 months later, the government is yet to fulfill its promise of resettling the victims. Citizen TV's Maryanne Nyambura visited the affected families, who narrated how their lives took a drastic turn following the events of the 29th of April.
60 kilometers from the capital, Nairobi, lies Mai Mahiu in Naivasha, Nakuru County. It's 6 a.m. on Sunday. We embark on a journey to visit the survivors of the flood's tragedy. Destination, Mai Mahiu town. Dawn symbolizes new beginnings for the families who on the 29th of April, the fateful night, were woken up by a roaring sound, minutes before disaster struck. 60-year-old Mary Mwangi, a survivor of the Mai Mahiu tragedy, has just woken up. She warmly welcomes us to her house, a single rented room in Mai Mahiu town, where she lives since the flash floods tragedy in April. Today, she's in the company of her granddaughter. Despite losing 8 family members in the floods tragedy, Mary has kept her faith.
Usiku wa saa 9 ya usiku, mkasa wa maji ulitukuta. Nilisikia sauti, mtoto akiniita, maji imekuja.
She follows a strict Sunday morning routine. That includes getting ready for church. She then prepares breakfast. After concluding the morning prayers, Mary is kind enough to share a cup of tea and bread with us for breakfast. Mary and her granddaughter leave for church early enough, but first, she asks us to accompany her to the site of the tragedy. This is the only memory she has of her departed family members. All pictures that were captured in photo albums were swept away by the floods. She struggles to make sense of it all and marvels at how she survived.
Ndani ya maji kulikuwa na mwangaza mkubwa, lakini ukitupwa juu unakuta ni giza. Tulikuwa tunapelekwa ndani ya maji, unatupwa juu. Nilienda nikakuta pahali iko miti, nikashika miti nikaiweka hapa hivi kwa bafu. Nikaanza kupiga maji na mkono, lakini sijiwezi. Nikaenda pahali nikakwama, nikaanza kuomba.
Mary Mwangi had lived in this 3-bedroomed house for 2 years. On the night of 29th April 2024, 12 family members had gathered here to fundraise for her incarcerated son. The 12 were swept by floods. 8 died, while 4 survived. We leave the site for the Power of Grace Church in Mai Mahiu. It's 10 a.m. and we're just in time for the first service. The service starts with a praise and worship session. Mary is the sole member of this church who was affected by the flash floods. This is where she finds peace amidst the chaos.
Sijawahi rudisha fahamu vizuri, juu iko sana ninakaa, nasikia tu mawazo inaenda, nasikia tu kulia. Saa ingine nikikumbuka ile mkasa wa maji, nasikia tu mawazo inaonesha, ninaona niende kabisa.
Tuliweza kuchanga hela, na zile hela ambazo tulizozichanga tuliweza kuanzisha mradi pale Kinagop. Nyumba imeanzia.
Two siblings, Deborah and Joel Kobia, were Mary's neighbors before the tragic events that swept their homes. The siblings have returned here for the first time since April, a sobering yet painful experience. Though both of them were not at home that night, two sisters, Naomi and Monica Kobia, died.
Tulihamia hapa Mai Mahiu 4 days before mkasa. It was on a Thursday. Na maji ikakuja ikabeba familia yangu. Tulikuwa tumehamia hapa ndio mama atoke kwa baridi, plus watoto walikuwa wanaafektiwa sana na baridi. Waanze maisha ingine, at least tuone kama familia itagrow.
Deborah and Joel surprisingly recovered household items that were in their home before tragedy struck. This evoking memories of their departed loved ones and their once complete family.
Inatukumbusha uchungu wenye tumepitia. Kuruzi wale watoto walikuwa maua ya nyumba yetu. Mahindi yetu hatujaweza kurudi. Juu ikifika ni mkasa, inakuanga kitu inakushtua huko una expect.
This is Kamushira village, one of the 5 villages that was swept by floods. Hundreds, if not thousands, of large boulders are scattered across the vast parcel of land. This scene, chilling for those who are affected. The magnitude of the disaster hard to imagine. Will life ever return to normalcy for the families that are still grieving the loss of their loved ones?
Tagui janga la maji likuje iliharibu mashamba. Juu sasa hata mkulima akitaka kulima haezi lima kitu. Juu akichimba inatokea tu ni anagonga mawe. Ningetaka kuomba serikali waturudishie stima kwa hii area. Juu tunateseka sana, tunakaa kwa giza.
8 months after the tragedy, most families are living in rented houses. They are seeking to be resettled after the government pledged to rebuild their homes that were destroyed by the flash floods.
Serikali ilituambia watanunua mashamba. Ile tunangojea mpaka sasa hivi walisema imepatikana.
Tutawatafutia sehemu na county government itafanya kazi na provincial administration. Tutawatafutia mahali mtaenda kuishi.
The raging waters originated from this gully near the Nairobi-Nakuru railway line that was blocked and formed a temporary water catchment over time. And when the heavy rains pounded in April, the wall could not hold the water, causing a disaster of unimaginable proportions, one that will be etched in the minds of the affected families forever. Maryanne, Nyambura, Citizen TV, Old Kijabe, Mai Mahiu, Nakuru.